Hey boys and girls, Miss Gomez here, and today is Tuesday, and today for our writing prompt, you get to choose between two things. You get to choose if you want to write and draw about an adventure you think Max had with the wild things, or you could write and draw about what you would do if you went to the island of the wild things. So today what I'm going to draw is I'm going to draw what I think I would do if I went to the island of the wild things. But before we do that, let's go over our writing, or what writers do, okay? So writers first, they think about what they want to draw and write about. Then they draw. Then they label what they drew. Then they write about what they drew. Then they can go back and add their details, okay? So let's first start with number one. Let's think. Think about what you would do if you were on the island of the wild things. I am thinking in my head. Got it. All right, so let's draw what I would do. I'm going to draw what I would do if I was on the island of the wild things. So I'm drawing my picture here. Take your time, make it look nice. While you're drawing, you can think about what you want to label. You can start thinking about how you might spell certain words. Now remember, we may not be able to spell everything, and that's okay. You have tools that you can use, like sounding things out. You can hear the sounds that letter make, and you know what sound a letter makes, so you can write that letter down, and then you'll eventually be able to spell some words. Okay, so don't be discouraged if you don't know how to spell a word. You have the tools and you're smart in your brain and you are able to sound and hear, you are able to hear sounds that the letters make. Okay, so I'm going to finish drawing my picture. Like I said, take your time, make it look nice. Think about if you want to add, think about what detail you might want to add towards the end. All right, and then I'm gonna draw. Okay, and let's see here. All right, so after I draw my picture, okay, this is what I drew. I know I'm not the best drawer, but that's okay. I can add the detail at the end. So what I would do if I was on the island of the wild things is I would play soccer with the wild thing. I think that would be really cool. Okay, so let's go over what we did with what writers do prompt. Let's see, we thought about it, we drew. Next, we need to label. So let's label our picture. Now remember, when we are writing and we're trying to spell words, we have to listen to the sounds that we hear in a word and think about the letters that makes that sound. So let's think about wild thing. What letters do we hear in wild? I hear W, I, while I hear L, D, D, and then things. Now this is a tricky one. The sound th, actually TH. That makes the th sound. I, N, G, G, things. I hear an S. Okay. Then I can go over and I drew a picture of me. So I can write my name, Miss Gomez. Those are all the sounds that I heard, okay? So after I'm done labeling, oops, I forgot to label my soccer ball. S-O-C-C-R-E-R-B-A-U-L, soccer ball. Okay, so I have labeled my picture. I drew my picture and I've labeled it. Now what do we do next? Well, let's see. I thought about what I wanted to draw. I drew. I labeled what I drew, and now I need to write my sentence. Okay? So on the bottom of my picture here, I have some nice straight lines that will keep me in check. So let's write my sentence. I would play soccer. Okay, so that's my sentence. So let's start writing my sentence. I, okay, then would. Now this is a tricky one, but let's listen to the sounds that we hear in that word. W, W, O, U, L, D. I would play. P, L, A, Y. I would play soccer. Now we spelled that word when we labeled it. So maybe we can look back once we finish labeling, maybe we can practice looking at what we already know that we have. So soccer, I've already labeled that in my picture. So I can spell that one easy. S-A-O-C. There's actually 2 C's in that word. You only hear one, but there's 2 C's, but that's okay. Now I hear an R, but there's a sneaky little E there and an R. Soccer. So I wrote, I would play soccer. All right, now we're not done. At the end of a sentence, there's always a period. So let's go ahead and let's write our period there. So now that I drew my picture, I wrote my sentence, I labeled my picture, now I get to add detail. I get to go back and add the detail to make my picture fabulous. So I'm quickly going to do that real fast. I think that my wild thing is going to be green. I don't know, when I think of something wild, I think of a green wild thing. So I'm going to draw my green wild thing, make it kind of furry. So I think it's okay if I go outside of the lines with my wild thing here, because it lives in the wild. It's supposed to be all kind of messy and dirty. That's what I think of when I think of a wild thing. Okay. Finishing up my wild thing, making it look very nice, very nice. Okay. Then I'm going to draw my soccer ball. Now I know soccer balls have kind of some different kinds of spots on it. So I'm going to draw my soccer ball here. Okay. Then I get to color me. Now Ms. Gomez, I have brown here, so I'm going to go back in. I'm going to add some brown here. My hair is pretty long, so I'm going to make it nice and long. Okay. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to color my shirt. And I love the color yellow, so I'm going to draw me with a yellow shirt on. Okay. And then I love some blue pants. I'm going to draw me with some nice dark blue pants on here. And I'm going to draw a pair of soccer cleats, because you can't play soccer without soccer cleats. So I'm going to make myself have some spiky soccer cleats on the bottom. Okay. Now I think I'm going to add a sun, because we're playing outside, and when we play outside, I love playing in the nice, warm, hot sun. So I'm going to add a sun here, and then I can't forget the pretty blue sky. So I'm going to draw a nice, pretty blue sky. I just thought about, you can't play soccer without grass, so I need to add some grass here. All right. And there you go. I added my detail. I made it look, I added the sun, I added the grass that I didn't add before. I made sure my soccer ball had the dots it needed. I made sure I had my brown hair. My green monster was looking all wild and everything. So there you go. Make sure that you follow your writing steps, okay? Good writers always follow this step. They think about what they want to draw. They draw it. They label. They write a sentence about what they drew, and then they go back and add detail. So you guys have fun. See you next time.